Hello guys, just wanted to do this quick video. Basically, let's start from the beginning. It's a Sherco 2021 300 two-stroke. I've had this bike for pretty much since they came out in, it's about a year and a half I'd say I've had it. It's got 150 hours on it. Some races, mostly free riding. It's been faultless, to be fair. I really can't diss it that badly. It's been a good bike. It still is a good bike. But I was at an event 2 weeks ago and my mate was like, your bike is smoking like hell. So we stopped, white smoke, pluming out the exhaust. It was bogging out. Obviously something wasn't right. Anyway, we did the normal things, cleaned the air filter, took the carb off, cleaned the jets out. Usual things that you're going to do when it's bogging out. Anyway, that didn't do anything. So we thought, right, blatantly, coolant is getting into the cylinder. Replaced the head O-rings. In the meantime, whilst I did that, I managed to round off the bloody cylinder head, 3 of the cylinder head bolts. Unfortunately, on these Shercos, the bolts and nuts are very soft. They do round off easily. Replace them with titanium ones, 25 quid for 6 titanium bolts. Anyway, put it all back together. It ran, still a bit spluttery, but still loads of white smoke coming out of the exhaust. So I just whipped it apart. So anyone has the same problems. First of all, I'm pretty pleased with how the piston looks. I mean, you look at that. It maybe is running a little bit rich. There's quite a lot of wash on the top there. It could be a bit rich, but the actual state of the piston is pretty good. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, I mean, this is where you usually get most of the wear on the front edge. Yeah. I was focusing. Right, here we go. Anyway, I suspected base gasket had probably gone. So what I found out is, you look here, I haven't touched this at all. This is how it came out. So look at that. So I reckon, if I'm honest, that wasn't put on properly in the factory. It looks like the gasket had been sort of wedged forwards or something. It's a bit weird. And then it's cracked on these 2 edges here, and obviously this here must be a weak point, and over time that has started letting water into the cylinder. Now I haven't checked down in here to see if there's any coolant down into there, but I reckon there must be, because there was a lot of coolant around the power valve. When I took the motor off the power valve, there was coolant there, which is a bit weird, so it must have been coming through the power valve as well. So yeah, if anyone had the same problem, basically, I would say that is your issue. Something on the base gasket, problem with the base gasket. So now it's apart, probably gonna put a new piston in it, and new top end bearing, top end bearing kit and that. Might as well do it now it's all apart. Seems silly. I mean, it's stupidly expensive. I think I got quoted 185 quid for the piston and something stupid like £88 for the top end gasket set, which is just crazy. But I guess it is what it is. If it makes the bike run, so be it. The only other problem I've had with this bike, if anyone has this issue, the first thing to check is the power valve. So I had a problem where it was literally down on power, like it wouldn't rev out. It was just lacking power instantly. I thought power valve's not opening. So what it turned out to be, power valve motor works fine, everything works fine. So what it turns out to be is this connection here, as you can see now. Let me focus it. Look how dirty it is around here. So this fills up with dust and crud over time, and basically what had happened is that the connections in here had corroded. Now this happened after Western Beach race. In fact, it actually happened during the beach race, which is when I first noticed it, but the bike actually cut out due to crap in the carb, but that was obviously my fault when I was refueling. I think I got sand in it. Anyway, that's another story. But this is what you want to check. If you've got no power, if it feels like the bike won't rev out and it's underpowered, take this apart, clean it up as best you can, contact cleaner, you know, spray it all in there. I even actually disconnected the battery and got some little, you know, what would you call, for cleaning out carbs. It's like little pins for cleaning out carbs for jets, and I just put them in there, cleaned it all out, and then get dielectric grease, which is electrical grease, and pack it all in there, put it all back together. Works a treat. It's never been a problem since. So there you go, guys, a little tip there if you have that problem. Other than that, I've had no issues with this 2021. That is about it, really. Oh, actually, there is an issue. Well, now I'm here, so I've never actually bothered changing this because I don't notice it at all. But this is weird. So this is from the factory. Check this out. I don't know if you're going to make it out on camera, but look at this gap here with the sprocket. So see the size of that gap there, where it sits on the hub. I don't know if you're going to make it out, but basically it's not central on the hub. Now it's not worn or anything like that. It's actually how it's been machined in the factory, and it doesn't, the sprocket doesn't sit dead central. It's probably only, I wouldn't even say it's a millimetre out. I would say it's probably three quarters of a mil, something like that. But it was enough to make me realise one day, I thought, oh, when I was tightening the chain, part of the chain was tighter than the other part of the chain. I thought, oh, I stretched my chain. Anyway, changed my chain and sprockets, and it was still like it. And I thought, what the hell's going on? So I checked that. I just happened to notice it one day. And basically, that was the problem. It's not central. But, you know, what can I say? Obviously, a factory fault. This is a lockdown bike, I suppose you would call it. I think this one's probably built in lockdown or around that sort of time. Maybe things were rushed. I know we had to wait probably 4 months extra what we normally would do for these to come into the country. Yeah, it is what it is. But other than this, it's a pretty nice bike. I mean, put this little LED headlight on it the other week because we did a 24-hour event where we needed to ride at night. That worked lovely. Unfortunately, that problem with the coolant into the cylinder is obviously now going to be fixed, but at least I found the problem. I imagine that is it. I can't think anything else it would be. Shocking. That is obviously, that must be when they put the cylinder on in the factory. Somehow they've managed to shift that gasket forward somehow. I mean, it's just obvious, isn't it, where it's pulled forwards and then torn the gasket there. If anyone else has have had this problem, or whether they think they might have this problem, give us a shout in the comments, or any ideas of why that could have happened. Also, any ideas about the top of my piston there? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that looks a little bit rich, but someone else might know better than me, I'm sure. But yeah, there we go, guys. Hopefully it might be of help to someone. Like, comment and subscribe as normal, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.